So talking about a little bit more about inspiration, successful ideas, a lot of fathers out there, they just do the 40-hour or even more work week, slaving away for somebody else, not seeing their children. Like you just mentioned, my time is really important. I want to spend as much with my children as possible. But you, however, you took the steps to become an entrepreneur and create a successful business, and maybe even more important, making a huge impact on and crazy amount of men, helping them, dress better, becoming the fourth wheel of that Ferrari so they can go 150 miles an hour in their life. So many would say if they see you and they hear you, like, okay, yeah, Antonio can do that because that's where he is at now, but I can never come up with such a great and successful idea.
Yeah.
Could you share a little bit, how did you come up with your idea of real men, real style?
Sure. Well, it was a lot of failure, and I definitely get, getting back to that. Hey, like I actually just filmed a video talking about, I think it's going to go out this Sunday, about failures. And I list out a number of failures. The first one is, I haven't really said this to too many people. It's like, I've been arrested 2 times. I spent the night in jail, a couple, it's like, and that sucks. I was 19 and 22 years old, and it was all just, I like to drink and party. But that was I was pretty embarrassed by that. I don't talk about it a lot. I rarely, also my first company failed. It went into bankruptcy. I got really bad grades in my undergrad university. I graduated with a 2.9. So all these failures, I failed out of flight school in the Marine Corps. My first 2 years of the Marines were kind of a waste because I ended up blowing out my sinuses and not being able to fly anymore. But with each of those failures, I didn't let that define me, partly because like I didn't know any better, but also, it's like, I'm like, okay, after crying and moping and you feel all stupid and like, oh, my life is over. Then you realize like, okay, it's a new day and I got to do something. I can either lay here in the mud and mope and like or I can pick myself up and do something. So, you can't let because life will continue to hit you hard. And all I learned from that is like, I now am very prepared for things. So I'm very much a prepper and an organizer in that, like, I think about the things that could happen because they have happened to me, many of them, and I'm preparing for them. I've got insurance in various forms. I've got, emergency funds, all that stuff. But going to jail, that taught me that, I shouldn't be drinking, to be honest. Like, I'm a bad drinker. One drink is too many because I become way too attractive. All the ladies love me. And that's not good if you're a married man. Also, I just make stupid decisions. I thought, my second time, I thought it was good to climb a building, which I had a job at climbing radio communication towers. So I wasn't scared of heights and I'm like, am I that stupid that I think that I can defy gravity? And so I just don't drink anymore. So I failed in undergrad. I got a really bad GPA where I'm like, you know what if I worked hard? So I went back to school, got my MBA from the University of Texas, and I had about a perfect GPA when I graduated because I didn't drink. I didn't party. I studied my butt off and I worked hard. And so what's cool is whenever you fail, this pressure that we go through, these things, they make us who we are. And show me a successful man and I will show you, like, if you look at him, you ask him, he will have a list of failures. He'll have years of wasted, like, gosh, like if I could just get that back. And so you're in good company when you're failing and you're going through misery and you're going through that painful stuff, because that's what makes you and defines you as a person. It's not our success that defines us. It's our failures and how we deal with them.
Yeah, that's I absolutely agree there. And the last thing that you mentioned, how we deal with it, that's the most important. People are able to fail like one time and maybe 2 times and then they quit. You just mentioned you failed a lot of times.